This is the Build Zone podcast.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to episode 121 of the Build Zone podcast. My name is Allison Jackson, joined by Mike Maloney over there in his Milwaukee 3/4 zip up. We have our presenting partner, Palmer and Sicard, and then our lightning round sponsor, Gould Construction Institute, supporting the podcast once again this week. Mike, tell us a little bit about our presenting partner and our lightning round partner.
Can't thank the folks at Palmer and Sicard enough. We do it every week. That feels like they've been on here with us for a while. It's been great to have them on board. I love the fact that when I post something on LinkedIn, they write there to say they liked it, they love it, and they share it, which is fantastic. So we need that from our presenting sponsors and partners. And then we're sticking with the Gould Construction Institute. Alice and I both work for the Gould, different roles, and we've got lots going on here. It's like we said before, school may be winding down, but things here are just heating up. Lots going on. We're already planning catalogs. People say, when can I start registering? We're working as hard as we can here behind the scenes to get stuff ready. Lots of exciting news to be reported next couple of weeks. We can't say much about it now, but we've been talking for a while, trying to get that new brick and mortar schoolhouse for the Gould. Never been done in the 40-year history of the Gould. And it's pretty exciting. It's exciting times for all of us here. We're very, very excited over the next 6 months or a year, how the school is going to change, and things will change here for the better. This week on the podcast, it's kind of a bonus episode. We just recorded 120. This is 121. And then it flashes up on the screen, but we've got the boys from Kwest Group. They were named the 2024 Contractor of the Year by ABC National. For those keeping score at home, we on the podcast, we had some competitors. We had Constructor of the Year. Now we got Contractor of the Year. These guys were incredible to talk to. Talk to Brandon Jordan, not knowing when I originally reached out that the owner of the company is a Marine. His right-hand man is all Army. It's a crazy veteran-owned company. It's a crazy story, how they got started, how they grew their business, and what they're doing to maintain that level of, just expert construction contractor of the year. It's fantastic what these guys are doing over there. So we will listen to Brandon Jordan and the guys over at Kwest Group. It's a great interview. Hopefully everybody loves it, and check it out. Welcome to the podcast. Someone very excited to have on, someone that I'm honored to have on the podcast, Mr. Brandon Jordan, Director of Strategy and Development for a little tiny company that some people have probably never heard of, but it's called Kwest, and they are the ABC's 2024 Contractor of the Year. So congratulations, Brandon, to you and your team. I think it's an amazing story. So for those that don't know who you are, tell us a bit about yourself and what you do for Kwest.
So, again, Brandon Jordan, Director of Strategy and Development. First of all, appreciate you reaching out and giving me a shout and having me on. Appreciate you taking your time. We are a small company in the grand scheme of things, but we're a very proud company. I came here as a project manager, managing work. Later was asked to manage some of the project managers, and then asked to look 5 years down the road as a director of strategy and development. So I've been focusing on that the last few years and how we can grow this ESOP to be more valuable for our employee owners.
And it's funny because when we came back from Florida at the national conference a few weeks ago, in the mailbox comes our Construction Executive magazine, and there's our friends right there on the cover.
Yes.
Pretty awesome. And I'm like, I'm a podcast with content. Let me see if I can get you. You never know. You gotta shoot your shot. I'm like, let me reach out to these guys. If I got some responses, then kind of find out, reading it again. They're a vet-owned company. There's vets crawling all over that place. And that makes my heart excited, because as a veteran, it's nice to see veterans doing such great things. And you could talk a little bit about that, but you guys have been around for 20 years. It's not that small a company. I know we kind of said it tongue in cheek, but with 350 full-time employees, they're doing okay, I guess. But to be named contractor there, I think, is an amazing story. How did you guys get to be contractor of the year? What does that look like?
So we talked about it in individual conversations, and we did some interviews. We did interviews for Construction Executive magazine, and a melody line that I heard was, we're humbled and quite frankly a little shocked, a little astonished, because we feel like we're too young to be here. We are again humbled and we're here because of the people that work with us every single day. Because it's that upside down pyramid we talk about in construction and leadership. Our people make us. That is the bottom line in every single leadership meeting that we have. We talk about our people and what's best for our people. That's how we got here. Bottom line, that's how we got here. We have a strong set of values, safety, quality, and customer service, very well aligned with ABC. And from there, we provide that guiding light, and our folks perform because we take care of them. We recognize what they are to our organization. We do our best to take care of them in every instance. And in turn, they take care of us and above and beyond take care of us. We have amazing people that work here.
And one of the quotes I highlighted in the article, and I've said it before, and I've worked for small companies, big companies, right? Doesn't matter what size company you work for. This quote says it all. If you surround yourself with good people, they're going to make your life easy and the company more successful. That's it, right? If you surround yourself with good people, that's like business 101. Like, get good people on your team. That's who you want on your team. And what I also liked in the article, it talks a bit about, as contractor there, it recognizes a company for corporate integrity and commitment to safety, professional development, and expert workforce development. Talk a little bit about the professional development side. What do you do for your employees on the professional development side?
So we liken our workforce development program, professional development program, similar to the military. Not that it's structured. We don't make anybody do push-ups, but we show them the path, and we've got some great leadership at Kwest Group that has helped to draft some of this workforce development program, and then we're pushing that authority down to our leaders to train our folks. So like you in the Marine Corps, we know what it takes to get promoted. We lay it out for our individuals, and we give them the tools and the path to achieve those goals, if that's what they want, right? I mean, not everybody wants to be in charge. Some people want to be an amazing operator and are very proud of it, and we're very proud of them. But if they choose to advance and grow, we want to give them every available tool to do that.
And I think it's funny too, the article says was just supposed to be a regional player in Northwestern Ohio, but then it seems like you kind of grew, right? Where you got to go out of state and do bigger projects. When the team was presented with that, hey, listen, if we're going to grow, we got to leave this part of the state. How was that received, and what did the team do to jump on board with that?
So we've got some folks that I think initially were a little apprehensive, but by and large, they said, "Let's go, boss." And I wasn't at the table and wasn't in the room when it was there, but one of our cornerstones of the organization, Mike Lutz, said, "Send me," and he really stepped up, brought a team, led a team, and again was the tip of the spear for, quite frankly, the transformation of the organization, right? Because you're right, it was a small regional contractor in Northwest Ohio, and things were going well until the economic downturn that began around 2008. And we said, guys, we need to make sure that everybody has a place to go to work tomorrow. We need to broaden our aperture, and some of that was the military work. At the time, we were smaller, so we were able to take advantage of small business classification and get some, I guess, beneficial discounts through the federal contracting, and it paid off.
I think it's amazing. One of the things too that we talk about here a lot at ABC Massachusetts is that members need to be involved, right? Stay involved, stay connected, and it seems like Quest Group is doing that, because not only do they win Contract of the Year, but they're on things like they're certified as an ABC accredited quality contractor.
Yep.
They've achieved diamond level recognition under the ABC STEP safety management system. They're regularly placed on ABC's annual top performers list. It's won numerous ABC Excellence in Construction Awards at the national and chapter levels. Has consistently achieved pinnacle level success in ABC's National Safety Excellence Awards program. These aren't some fly-by-night guys. These guys heavily invested in what ABC believes in the open shop, merit shop philosophy. What else do you think sets you Quest Group apart from everybody else? I mean, the people thing is huge, but what else do you guys do to set yourself apart?
So I think that what we do well is we walk hand in hand with our clients, and we are collaborative through every aspect of the projects that we build. So that goes all the way back to being involved in ABC as an organization, and that's inviting our owner clients to the ABC User Summit in Dallas, which is coming up later in May. We're bringing multiple owners there that we want to show them what ABC is doing, show them all the great things that ABC is doing, and show them our involvement. And then when it comes down to the more granular project level, it's not about drawing a line in the sand and saying my responsibility, your responsibility, but rather in every instance, we're playing the long game. We're not trying to get rich on a single project.
Right.
We are working with an owner to make sure the owner's successful, and we've built true friendships from that, not just good business relationships. We built true, genuine friendships that started from business, because if I can manage a project and I can make the owner's project manager look great, that's perfect, right? I don't need a pat on the back.
Yep.
Give him all the pats on the back that he can get, make him successful. And then when he has a problem, he's going to call us. I mean, that's truly building relationships, collaborating with the owners, making sure we understand what their end goal is. And sometimes that involves some healthy debate and some spirited conversations that aren't always fun, but we try to make sure that the owner's best interest is always in mind, and we have the integrity to stand behind it. And quite frankly, we're still human beings and we make mistakes, right?
But I'm sure that you've had some customers that have been repeat customers several times because they've worked with you and worked with Kwest, right? I mean, you can tell about some of those success stories.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And we're probably, I would guess, about at one point we were around 80% repeat customers, and not all that is negotiated work. There's certainly some hard bid work, and we are like everyone else in the industry. We have undulating backlog that sometimes it's belly's full and we can't take any more, and other times we have holes in the schedule and we got to roll our sleeves up and go get something. But by and large, we rely on the relationships and the collaboration with the owners, and try to have the utmost integrity.
Do you have one particular project that maybe stands out in your mind that was maybe super challenging that you guys overcame, maybe some unbelievable hurdle, whether it be, supply chain issues or, environmental issues or whatever? Do you have one particular one that stands out in your mind?
Yeah, so I really do. And the project was an air separating unit. And this is, I'm glad you asked this question. We didn't talk about it before. I'm glad you asked this question. It is air separating unit. And it was stemmed out of an ABC User Summit conversation. We talked about collaboration. We talked about really getting everybody on the same page. And we had 3 ABC contractors: Kwest Group, United Group Services, who was ABC Contractor of the Year 2 years ago, and Metro Power, who is an outstanding electrical contractor. The 3 of us came together, and with the owner, the company was Air Products. The owner's representative said, stop talking about it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do a collaborative project. And it was tough, right? The commercial terms were difficult because it was not necessarily well received from everybody on the procurement side, but we had an owner that really believed in ABC and Amerishop, believed in the companies and believed in the philosophy, and he fought for us. Just so happens that project kicked off in April of 2020. And the main cooling tower, they called it a cold box, the air separating unit. The cold box was manufactured in Wuhan, China.
Oh my goodness.
So not a great place to be buying materials in April of 2020.
Yeah.
So what we were able to do, though, is again collaborate, and we brought the entire team together. We resequenced the job. We were able to mid-course correct, again, we talked about it before, but we pushed down the authority to the field, and the field was making decisions, working together. A simple example, but Kwest Group was the only one that did any digging on the job site. So when Metro Power needed a duct bank dug, they called us because we had the best excavator operators. They have excavator operators, but we had the best. When we needed some steel welded to set some of our anchor bolts, we called the folks at United Group Services because they had the best welders on the job site. We had the best doing the individual tasks, and then we all worked together for sequencing. So it was a huge hurdle because, quite frankly, it had never been done this way that we know of, and certainly not built around ABC's merit shop philosophy. So it is a huge centerpiece and something that we are very, very extremely proud of.
One of the things in the article too that jumped out at me, because you don't hear this type of stuff outside of the military, but troop welfare, mission accomplishment, that's huge.
Yep.
I was always a big troop welfare, and I believe that you guys are like that too, because if you take care of the troops will take care of the mission, right?
That's it.
Can you talk a little about that? Because for those who don't listen, in the military, it's two things matter most, right? Mission accomplishment, troop welfare.
Yep.
Some leadership believes doesn't matter how miserable the men and the women are, mission accomplishment is the most important. Take that hill, take that town, take that city, right? People are miserable, doesn't matter, but if the men are happy, men and women are happy, the soldiers and Marines and corpsmen are happy, and then soldiers and everyone's happy. Can you talk a bit about that for someone that doesn't know about that?
Yeah. So for us, again, it's truly at every level. I mean, we've got things that I am not willing to talk about, but things that we have really, in my opinion, gone way above and beyond what most employers would have done. We've given folks months off to take care of their personal life and kept them on full pay. But those are just small examples. But I think just generally, overall, to your point, we worry about the total human health of the individuals. It's so common, or becoming more common now, to talk about the mental health of our folks. Mm-hmm. But we are really reaching out to our people. We've got something that we're very proud of called the Under the Hard Hat program, where we've taken folks in different positions. First of all, we put out an email to our folks and said, hey, listen, this is a big deal. There are nearly 15 people a day dying by suicide in the construction industry, and this is absolutely terrible, and we need to get our arms around it. And we opened that call to our individuals, and we had quite a few people come forward. And what we've done is we've highlighted them and done our part and continue to do our part to try to break that stigma. And we've got videos that we've produced that highlight those individuals and talk about some of that mental health and addiction struggles that they've had. And it's okay for me to say, because he's got a video out, but that Mike Lutz that I talked about, that was the tip of the spear. Mike struggled with alcoholism early in his life, and it almost cost him everything. But he was able to turn around, and he has been an absolute asset to this organization, and will be until he doesn't want to be. But before that, under the hard hat, Mike is just a quiet, hard worker, and people didn't know. And there's so many more Mike Lutz out there that we should tap into and talk to them, because they've got great stories, and it's just an amazing leader that's willing to pull open his armor and show his belly.
All right. So when you were told you won the contract of the year, do you remember where you were? I guess were you at the office? Were you at home? Where were you when the news broke? And what was it like in the office when this came down?
So for us, it was yes, in the office. I believe they actually reached out to our president, Ryan Odendahl, first. There was rumors about nominations, and there were some folks and friends that talked about nominating us, but we didn't really again thought we were too young. But I said, sure, we'll fill out the application, but wasn't extremely optimistic. Thought, why not? We'll get some feedback and maybe try it again. When we finally got the call, it was bittersweet, because the announcement's embargoed, so we can't tell a lot of people.
Right.
So, internally, there was a whole lot of pent up excitement, because we wanted to run around the hallways and ring the bell and scream, but couldn't do it. So but again, just totally humbled because our people have worked so hard, and truly this award goes to them.
When we were told we had the crafts instructor of the year, I am not good at keeping secrets. I'm not. Don't tell me a secret because I have a real hard time, and it took every ounce of me.
Yeah.
I told people in the office it was hush hush, but I couldn't tell any of the teachers. I couldn't say anything to anybody until it actually became official news, and it was just so pumped to see that actually happen.
Yeah.
All right, so you have one contract. What's next for the Kwest Group? What do you think is going to coming in the future?
So, we want to grow. We want to make. We're an ESOP, right? So what we want to do is we want to make a whole bunch of millionaires. We want to grow this organization safely, in a measured manner, but we want to make sure that we are able to repay all the folks that got us here, and we want to build this organization in such a manner that every employee here is both personally successful and then professionally successful. So we believe that we've got the leadership in place to make sure we're professionally successful, and by doing that, I think we're going to make these individuals personally successful.
How many veterans do you think working for the Kwest Group? If you had
So
to guess.
I don't know that we actually just there is a bit of a anomaly that sometimes folks won't self-identify.
Correct.
Myself was in between wars when I served, so there's a little bit of guilt because so many of my friends served during a war, so
Yeah.
I do have some guilt there. But we just actually sent out a new survey asking folks to self-identify, but at one point I think we were around 28% veterans.
Wow.
So we've won a Department of Labor Platinum Hire Vets Award. We are a military-friendly organization. And then in Ohio, they have a designation VBE, which is a veteran-friendly business enterprise. So we've truly we are led by many veterans, and then those veterans kind of to help lead from the middle and push us up, because so much of what we do is based off how the military is built.
How big's the trophy case over there? You guys got to build a new trophy case. You need to
Gosh, it's again, it's so humbling because we talk a lot about the awards, right?
Right.
But they're just a downstream of what our people are in the field are doing every day.
But I totally get that part. I just think it's nice to be recognized that way, right? It's just nice to know that someone says, the guys are doing a good job. It's good recognition. And I'm
You're right.
competitive at that point, right? You're like, we're doing it. I'd be passionate. I work for Kwest Group Contractor of the Year. I'd be like, you kidding me? I'd be all over that. I'd be neon sign from the rooftop.
Yeah.
Contractor of the Year.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting.
Right. So that's our friend. Yeah, that's our friend Brandon Jordan from the Kwest Group, 2024 Contractor of the Year. It's so awesome to talk to you. But now comes my favorite part of the podcast is lightning round. We ask 10 rapid fire questions. We throw in some lightning sound effects, tip of your tongue type of stuff. If you give us a pass, we're gonna boo you. We put the boo sound effect in at the post production. Yeah. So, let's see here. If you have your own late night talk show, who would you invite as your first guest?
Oh my goodness, first guest. He wouldn't come, but probably Will Ferrell, right?
Awesome. Yep. Oh, that's a good one. What was your least favorite food as a child, and do you still hate it now, or do you love it?
Hated hot dogs and not at the same time, but hated mushrooms. Eat them both now.
Best piece of advice you've ever been given?
No mistakes, just learning.
If you had to delete all but 3 apps on your smartphone, which ones would you keep?
Oh gosh, probably Pandora Music, my weather app, and Waze.
What is your favorite item you've bought this year?
My son's new motorcycle.
What was the worst job you ever had?
Oh, probably baling hay as a teenager.
Oh, favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show. Oh, gosh, that's a tough one. Bring on the boo.
We got him. We got him. We got a good one.
I'm gonna guess probably Big Bang Theory.
All
Sorry.
right. That's a good one. That's
That was
a listen,
terrible.
that's
That
a
was
good one. That's a good
terrible.
one.
That long to answer, but
What fictional world or place would you like to visit? Fictional being like make believe. What fictional world or place?
fictional world or place. The Marvel universe.
All right. Do you think you could live without your smartphone for 24 hours?
Oh yeah, definitely.
What is one thing we don't know about you?
I used to play rugby.
Are you a good dancer?
No. Well, depends what stage of the wedding we're in.
That's right. What is your cell phone wallpaper?
My son on his motorcycle.
If you could choose any two famous people to have dinner with you, who would they be, dead or alive?
Dead or alive. Gosh. Probably
Anybody you want.
Teddy Roosevelt would be a great one, I think. And I hate to do it, but I just watched the Pacific. Chesty Puller, even though he's not an army guy, great guy.
We won't tell your army buddies.
That's right.
You wanted a Marine Corps, well-known Marine in your dinner table. And then what we always like to ask people is, there's a food fight tonight at the Jordan House. What is your weapon of choice? And you cannot say mashed potatoes.
I feel like you've planted a potato seed in my head. Maybe tater tots.
That'd be good too. A little messy, a little spoon flinging action.
That's right.
All right, so that's our
A
friend.
little impact too, though.
Yeah,
right? I mean,
yeah. That's people said spaghetti before. I like the tater tots. Pretty messy. Wouldn't want to be to pick that mess up because I'm sure that'd be very messy.
Yeah.
That's our friend Brandon Jordan from Kwest Group 2024 Contract of the Year. We appreciate him coming on. They're doing great things over there in Ohio and beyond. So keep your eye on Kwest Group, they're making moves. Thanks, Jordan. My Brandon, appreciate having on.
thank you so much.
Thanks to Brandon Jordan from Kwest Group. Like, it was such a great story. And again, when I picked up the magazine, they were in Construction Executive Magazine. I'll throw it up on the screen here. I just said I have to have somebody from this company on. I didn't even do any digging or research. It wasn't until I actually got them to agree to be on that I actually started looking into it, and they're veteran owned. And being a Marine, that was pretty awesome. But congratulations to everyone over at Kwest Group. It was great having Brandon on. The company seems pretty fantastic. There's bonus episode this week, so we're not going to kind of talk too much about it, but lots going on in the training world. What do you got coming up in June?
So a couple things in June, we have a crew leader class going on, which we usually only run a couple times a year. So if you want to get in for that, definitely sign up as soon as possible. That's going to be on both June 10th and 17th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. You do need to attend both sessions to be able to get all the education that you want to get out of that class. And then going into the summer, we have a CPR training on June 11th. So if you do need to brush up on your CPR skills, if you're going to be a lifeguard this summer, if you're going to be babysitting this summer by the pool with the kids, like, everybody can benefit from CPR training. So
Correct.
both of those in Woburn, Mass. Check out those and the rest of the classes that we have going on for the rest of the year at gwgci.org/events.
And we do get a lot of questions. People call or email or text us and say, how do I keep up to date? How do I learn about these classes? It's all on the website, gwgci.org. It's all there. Click through there. Allison does a great job maintaining that website and keep it up to date. So if anybody's any questions, you can go on the website, check social media. That's what we're here for, is to help people stay connected and stay, up to date on everything that's GCI related. Again, bonus episode, we won't do too much here, but as far as the news, like I said, upcoming stuff to keep in mind. We got the student graduation and the teacher appreciation night taking place June 6th. We're looking for sponsors. Reach out to Allison at gwgci.org. If you're a student, if you're a teacher, we would love to have some participation, because this event is all about you, right? Have this event and have one person show up. It's about the students. So students and teachers can attend for free. There'll be food and drinks. We've had that in Worcester the past couple of years, and people said it's too far. If you had it closer to home, I would come. We're going to be here in Woburn. It's right off the highway. It's in Woburn, Massachusetts. You can come. You can support your students, whether you have students graduate or not. We would love to see a lot of teachers here. Take some pictures. There'll be some awards given out. We're going to give out Student of the Year awards. Milwaukee's going to be there giving out stuff. I know DeWalt's on board giving out some stuff. I'm working on something in the background, for someone to show up to bring something for people to check out. So June 6th, June 20th is a golf tournament. Very important. If you're an ABC Massachusetts member and you want to play golf or don't play golf, doesn't matter. You can still come, still hang out. Carol's looking for volunteers to help out, registration, just to be there for the day. It's an amazing networking opportunity for ABC Massachusetts members. So if you are not signed up, do not wait, because it will sell out. They had 300 golfers last year. It's gonna be a great day. Hopefully the weather holds out. Allison, anything else you want to throw in there?
Like, follow, tag, share, all the things, all the places that you listen to your podcasts. We are on there. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your pets. I don't know.
Tell your pets.
Listen.
We want to be your pet's favorite construction theme podcast.
We are the Build Zone podcast, your pet's favorite podcast.
My pet's favorite. I know
My
that much.
pet's favorite.
Yeah, my pets. Yep.
My cats are always hanging out when we're recording, so
Yep.
that has to mean something.
All right, everybody. That's it. 121 bonus episode. Talk to you next week.
See ya.